What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Welcome to tonight's show. Sonny, you want to say what up?
Hey guys, it's your girl Sunny D.
All right. So it
Got
is
one in church.
May 10th, 2021. It is another episode of our Monday night show. Don't forget, we got tons of content for y'all now. We're on Mondays. We do every other Thursdays with the fans' perspective. Every other Thursdays opposite that, we have the Styles Radio Takeover. A couple of Sundays a month, we do Sex with Sunny as well
Saturdays.
as, huh?
Saturdays, not Sundays.
Oh, sorry, a couple of Saturdays. Did I say Sunday? My bad. Saturdays.
Yeah.
A couple of Saturdays a month, we do the show Sex with Sunny. And then periodically we do some movie reviews, movie and TV show reviews, which are so much fun. So definitely check out all our content. We have plenty. So tonight's show, we're going to be doing a political show talking about our new president, President Biden.
Uncle Joe.
His first 100 days. Actually, I think I called it the 110 days because today would be the 110th day, I believe, or something like that, or last week, something like that. So he's been in office. We're going to talk about what he's accomplished, what he's working on, what we think about the new administration, and talk about a few contrasts between the last administration and the new administration, and see how that goes. So we're expecting a couple of more folks to join any second now. Here's one now. Looks like Dame is joining us. What up, though, Dame?
Hola.
Milky D.
What's good
Sunny
with you,
D. Queen Sunny D.
So we're going to be doing some discussions on, I think we're going to probably start with just talking about some of the things that were highlighted during the speech that he gave recently for his 100-day overview speech, and talk about what we feel about those points that he made, and then I have a list of the things that have been accomplished throughout the last 100 days. Really, I really feel like this show can go at least a couple episodes because I still don't want to go over 90 minutes, and there's a lot to talk about when it comes to this administration already. Surprisingly, I think that's the first thing I wanted to point out. But definitely, we always usually have Smooth on when we do our political topics, and unfortunately, I don't think Smooth is going to make it tonight. He's basically our political expert on the team. And so I got to stand in for that tonight. I'm gonna do my best. We'll see what I come up with. But yeah, we're gonna talk about Biden, and see what you guys in the audience think as well. So make sure you comment. Make sure you ask us questions. We'll definitely talk it through and do a little debating and go from there. So Biden, 100 days.
He did. So he did a speech recently about it.
Yeah. He just had a speech that he did. He had I believe it was a joint session, a small session, but it was a joint session of Congress. Came together to do his 100-day kind of his overview. I can't think what they call it. It's not State of the Union or anything like that, but it's like basically similar to the State of the Union because he goes over the things that he's accomplished, things that the country is, has had, happen over the last 100 days and how his administration has affected that, as well as discussing what the next steps, things that he's going to be doing going forward to continue his administration's plan. So one of the big things that came up, of course, because pandemic, is he mentioned that they provided over 220 million COVID shots in 100 days. And so most of these first few things that I'm talking about came from a fact-checking website or a fact-checking article that was on the BBC News website. So, worldwide news, everything that's happening here is definitely under the microscope with the when it comes to, the world view of us. And okay. And I think that it's important to note that as well, that, the world is watching, right? After everything that happened with Trump, the world is definitely watching. They're definitely seeing what's going to happen differently, what's going to be kind of the tone and the mood here in this country. But yeah, that was the first big win for the Biden administration, was the COVID shot. getting what they call to that goal or that milestone marker, 220 million COVID shots, which is huge when you think about it, compared to the response or the pace at which things were happening early on. It was kind of a slow go. There was kind of a delay in a lot of things. A lot of bottlenecks to the process. So 220 million COVID shots. I mean, I don't know how that breaks down between first and second shots, but I believe at one point around that time in March when this was achieved. The fact check said that it was true at the end of March. They had doubled their commitment, and so far the USA had delivered 235 million COVID vaccines by that time. But for full vaccinations, I believe at that time it was around 80.
Yeah, so I was about to say that number, probably not the full vaccinated people. It's probably just people that either took the first or like got the first shot out the way. Yeah. I think that's good because and we're seeing a lot of difference in, for one, how he's handling it outside of how Trump was mishandling it. Not to say that Trump wasn't doing anything, but Trump was acting like if you ignore it, it'll go away eventually. That's the vibe I was getting from him. Versus and even if on doctors and we're still trying to figure out the cure, the process, and all that, or getting to the actual vaccination period. And so Biden came on the tail end of that, but to get it out, get as many as was needed, and to try to stop the spread of the virus and get it and get the numbers down, even though in some areas numbers went up because people still and I'm not really gonna say that it's an administration problem. That's just people problem. People don't follow rules, so can't really blame the commander in chief over something that you're just not doing. Or
exactly. I mean, like you said, there's still, being that it's a people problem, there's still a lot of vaccine. I forgot what it's called. Basically, people aren't rushing out to get the vaccine like they want. The rollout is going really well, but when it comes to getting everyone vaccinated, that's been a challenge. So right now, the current distribution is there's 48 or 43.8% of Americans of adults 18 plus are vaccinated. Breaking down that 71.3% of them are seniors. New Jersey's pretty high on the list. You guys have 52% of adults are vaccinated. I believe Michigan is where is Michigan? Michigan is at 45.3%. So
yeah, but I think it's just people still, for the most. I mean, like a lot. I have discussed so many times about people and how they feel about this shot and everything. How they and it's every to each his own.
Right.
But I just feel like it's a personal choice within yourself. But at this point, at least in New Jersey, you can now walk in without making appointments.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
Like in some places, you're able to walk in like straight off the street. I want to get vaccinated and get vaccinated versus where most of us had, did appointments. I know my first one was an appointment. My next one coming up next week is basically I walk in from this time, and I can go get my shot. Where
I think with most places, the second shot was always pre-appointment, right? A preset date.
Yeah, because they couldn't even come back anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
But but now even the first shot is just you can places like our CVS's, Walgreens and stuff like that, you're able to go in. Like if I wanted to get vaccinated today, hey, I'm walking in.
Right. Yeah. I can't remember if we're at that level. I believe there's a couple of places where you can get it done like that, but not everywhere. I don't think it's everywhere because I still know of a few places that still talk about doing appointments. So
it's some places. Yeah, it's some places like my mom was telling me. Oh my God, what's the TCF Bank? Downtown.
TCF.
I'm Cobo Hall. I'm sorry.
Cobo Hall.
Yeah. I can't call it TC whatever. And to the stigma of some black people, No, they're still on the fence on vaccinations because what happened to us years ago.
Yeah.
About then you got the other side where people, the non-believers, others virus still is still a hoax. The whole world is on a hoax but
Right. Yeah.
them.
That's another thing. Yeah. There's still a lot of people who still don't feel this is as serious as it is. Either that they feel it's a hoax or they feel that it's not as serious, right? So there's still that
Right.
problem as well.
People have been dying on a deathbed. It's not serious.
Right. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like,
Oh,
like,
exactly. I mean, I remember seeing this video of this young lady who was young. She was probably like 20 something, 22, 23, 24. And she was talking about how initially in this one video, she was saying how, she didn't believe in it. Trump said it was just going to go away, blah, 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 blah. And so then the next video, she's like, oh, my grandpa got it. Hopefully he feels better soon. Then the next video, she done lost a grandfather, an aunt, her mama's sick. Then the next video, half her family's dead. But then it's like she still had made a couple of comments where it was like she didn't still feel it was completely, you know what I mean? She still didn't have that whole complete understanding of what was going on. And, she just was like, this is bullshit. I can't believe this is happening. What up, though, Smooth? Appreciate you showing up, bro.
I forget you, too. Don't worry about them. What about me? What about Raven?
So, I think that, there's still some of that out there. There's still some hesitance there. And then, like you said, there's hesitance because people feeling like they are scientists and they know how this whole thing works, right? So, but we'll see. I mean, at this point, at the pace it's going, I can see at least 50 to 60% of the population getting vaccinated, no problem. They're pushing for 70% vaccination coverage. Here in Michigan, I believe that she just left. I'm gonna wait till she gets in here to see this. Oh, here she is. Yeah. So there was a push for 70% vaccination levels here in Michigan in order for us to have a full reopening of the state. So that's their goal, is that if we get to 70% adults vaccinated, then they'll totally lessen our COVID restrictions, that kind of thing.
They already opened up. So I think it was this past weekend, they opened up all the bars.
Oh, okay.
In Jersey. So, I mean, it's still to some, like you can't, like it's some restrictions, but the bars are open.
Right.
And they're able to accommodate more people. So
yeah. So that's good. I mean, I think we're making progress. I was on a call today, and a couple of people mentioned that they felt like that, I think that's for you.
It was.
So they felt like the fact that being vaccinated, you still got to wear masks, that was a problem. And it's like, well, a lot of people still don't understand that vaccination doesn't mean immunity. Also, there's still the whole issue of we got to protect everybody, right? If you have it, but you're not being affected by it because you're vaccinated, you may pass it to somebody else. So you got to still help protect other people. So we still have.
It's the same way with anything.
Exactly.
And people forget it's the same thing with anything. You basically, even if you're like, I may be immune, like I may not get the flu, but my kids get bronchitis and pneumonia all the time. So even if I've been around somebody with the flu, I may not get it, but I may bring it to them. It's the same way.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. So yeah. So the next thing that he mentioned, which I mean, for us in this group, I don't think we really pay attention to this very much, but it was one of the bigger points that he made, was about immigration, and he mentioned about the over 11 million undocumented people. I didn't finish what that said. Sorry. The 11 million undocumented, but he believes that the vast majority of them were overstaying their visas. So what that means is basically people are that in his belief that
they were here legally,
that are coming over here are not here completely illegally. They're just they were originally allowed to come, but they just haven't left after their visas have expired.
Well, no, because I know quite a few people that basically are here on a visa, and because of COVID, everything is now like their stuff been expired.
Right.
And exactly. It's like to get. I know one of my friends in particular, her issue is I think her passport expired, but in order to have her passport, it was one of the two. Either she needed a visa or one of the two to verify the other. It was one of like it. I may be saying it wrong. It's in reverse or the right way. I just said it, and that's her conflict because she's been waiting on an appointment to do the one, and then the other one expired, and you need the other one to kind of be a part of that.
I don't know. I don't know the exact direction that is either, but I've heard about that where now people are have conflicting documentation issues because of the time, right? You know, they right in the middle of this pandemic, you got licenses expiring, passports. Like my passport expired just before the pandemic hit, so I got lucky. But like a couple of my friends, their passports expired right at the beginning, and so they haven't been able to get their passports renewed. And then you have the issue of
I think the visa expired, so she can't get the whatever it is. So it's like, and then waiting on appointments, and he's still waiting. Like she did all the paperwork and like months ago, and it's still nothing. Haven't heard anything. And then when the Trump was like trying to send people back, she was like, "Well, what's going to happen? Because my stuff is already sent."
In process. Yeah, exactly.
And
you know
what happens?
And to Smooth's point, he says that's way too many. I mean, 11 million people is way too many for sure. But they did say that, you know, a study by the Center for Migration Studies in New York found that visa overstays definitely significantly exceeded border crossing migrations between 2010 and 2017. However, they say that hasn't been the trend over the previous decades. So this is way before Biden, but then actually it overlaps Biden's vice presidency, but it's mostly, you know, Biden and Trump, or Obama and Trump. But they say that during 2019, which is the latest data they have available, there were 676,000 people who overstayed their visas versus close to 978,000 that were apprehended at the border. So there's a significant increase in those border migrations that we're seeing in the last year, again before Biden, but you know, the trend is probably going to continue, right? We're going to continue to see this trend, this upward tick, and they're saying that that's been the criticism, is that there's still a surge in the illegal migration. I feel like you can't really blame that on Biden. That was Trump's problem, right? Trump created that problem, or not created it, but you know what I mean? He was here for that problem. That was his problem. That's just run into Biden's administration. And that's the only thing I kind of hate about a lot of these comparisons early on, is that, you know, you will see them go, oh, well, this is his fault. And it's like, but he just got in office, you know. Now, back to what my other first comment was, is that Biden's done a lot in his first 100 days compared to most presidents as well. I mean, one of the biggest things that he did was he had over 50 executive orders compared to Trump, who had just under 40, as well as Obama, who had just under 40, and Bush Jr., who only had 13. So he definitely got right to work as soon as he walked in the door, but you can't solve all problems in the first few days, right? So that's kind of how I feel about that.
Yeah.
Another, you know, thing that he's claiming, another record that he's talking about, that he's claiming, with, you know, I once again, I feel like this is a Trump situation. This is really coming from Trump. So I think Trump can take credit for this. Is 1.3 million new jobs, more jobs in the first 100 days than any president on record. Did he really affect that change? I don't think so, because I mean, what did he do in that first 100 days to create 1.3 million new jobs?
It goes the same with when Trump was trying to take credit for Obama on the tail end of him creating jobs. I mean, how you gonna get in office and you automatically get those numbers from the year before of drop, you know, of jobs getting for Americans? Right. Unemployment rate has gone down. You can't do that.
Right.
You know, you can take credit for somebody else's it was an ongoing joke with D.L. Hughley saying.
Yeah, but see, I wouldn't even say it was for me, and maybe I'm speaking out of. I think the pandemic created a lot of jobs.
Yeah. No doubt.
As much as it took down certain jobs, it opened the pathway to a lot more jobs, especially in the customer service industry, because you had to they had to create more, and it's like I think, or it could be like a balancing act, because as many people that lost jobs, it created opportunities within the one stops to unemployment and stuff like that, because in different customer service based things, you had places that didn't have deliveries or didn't have certain things that they had, that the pandemic forced them to bring on people just to do those jobs. Right. And even though certain people lost jobs, it created a little bit more. So I think, and then with the delivery service, come on, that's another one. And now everybody delivering and need drivers. Like it's a lot of jobs. It was a lot. I know for us, we hired a lot in years these last couple years, more than we've done in quite a while.
Right.
Like this pandemic forced a lot of people to do a lot more hiring in different and be more creative with the jobs that they were hiring people for, whether it was temporary or part-time or whatever. It gave more money. It gave,
Ironically, I lost a job in Game 1 same year. I was a delivery driver. Then I went to retail. So they do have ups and downs. Like, we can't keep people in customer service at our jobs because, one, they're lazy. They think they're going to live off that unemployment once they get a job or whatever, but they don't realize that those numbers going to go down. That money, they ain't going to get the same money that it was when the pandemic first started. The extra $600.
Yeah.
But I think, for me, I don't think it was the presidential thing. I think it was just the pandemic thing.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, these companies are doing what they can to survive, right? They're making adjustments. They're creating new tech, or not creating, but they're adopting new technology. They're adopting new processes. They're adopting new ways of doing business in order to basically stay afloat. Now, presidential impact on that can definitely be attributed to some of the programs. I mean, Biden did just implement some financial considerations for these businesses to allow them to do, which I thought was one of the bigger bonuses that he had, big things that he definitely affected. So I think that he can take credit for that. Did some of the jobs get created from that? Probably so he can definitely take credit for that. And a matter of fact, the 1.3 million new jobs only cover January to March. They said that it was 1.384 million new jobs were created, and April numbers haven't even been counted yet. So he's still got more jobs to see how many more he's actually accomplished by the time he did make his actual 100 days in April. So
especially in the medical field, they hired a lot of people, different things with that to try to get this pandemic under control. So that's a part of it too.
Yes, yep, indeed. So like you said, it was definitely a pandemic impact versus a presidential impact for some of this. So definitely, I agree with that. Another thing that we rarely kind of talk about, especially on this show, but was another accomplishment that he mentioned, was about the environment. America representing less than 15% of the world's emissions. And with a lot of the green initiatives that are out there, a lot of the programs that the country was supposed to be becoming a part of, there was, I think, a couple of different green deals that they were trying to get off the ground that Trump was kind of, pushing to the side. There was a climate change situation that was huge news for a long time. A lot of the climate change summits that they were having, but then Trump was rejecting a lot of that. So Biden immediately came in and started to do work on those things and to try to get America back on track with being a more, or having a smaller carbon footprint, that kind of thing. So his statement about America representing 15% of the world's emissions, it was partially correct. He was referring to carbon emissions. We do produce just under 15% for the global total. China produces the most in carbon emissions overall, but we do have other emissions that we do make that we're still, I think we're like second to a couple of different countries in different areas, second to China in most things. So yeah, so it sounds good on paper, but when you think about the actual specifics, there's other things that are attributed to that.
Yeah, we're not green. We don't talk about green.
Exactly. One thing I think we did talk about here a lot recently, I think we just recently did a show about, was the voting reform. Changes, due to voting, or the voting changes due to voting reform, and reactions to the big steal. So there was a few different bills that have been passed in different states. From a federal perspective, there's not a lot the president or the administration can do other than rally, right? They try to rally for changes, and he's definitely done that. Biden has, but I think there's been a lot of criticism from independents, from Republicans, that the rallying that has been done has been only to try to benefit
Democrats
or improving the power that the Democrats have, right?
Of course, everything just has to be. I don't know, but it's a lot with the voting. Now, I feel like people definitely, if you don't pay attention to anything, pay attention to that. I mean, not that you should not pay attention to the other things, but definitely pay attention to that, because it's just a lot of changes, especially within the last couple of years. All the different changes and how we vote, how we can vote, and the different changes when it comes to voting, whether it's voting in the ballot, dropping it off, or going in person. It's just a lot.
Yeah, indeed.
You should be knowing how these changes affect you.
Yeah, I mean that was one of the things I think we talked about in one of the previous shows, is that folks have to realize where their power is, and their power is in their vote. A lot of times they say you don't have a lot of choices and there's not a lot of options, and understandably so. There is only so many people you can vote for. There's only so many options you have. But the thing is that you still have options, and you still need to choose the right or the most effective one for what you want out of the situation. And
exactly.
When we don't voice our opinion, or we don't put our vote in there, we see the ramifications of that.
Yeah, and then we got to deal with the fallout of it, and then of course everybody bitch and moan when they don't like something.
Exactly.
So
That's true.
You didn't help the situation, or as Clint would say, if you're not an informed voter, you probably shouldn't be voting anyway.
Right, exactly. Yeah, definitely. I think we've all come to agree with Smooth on that one.
Yeah.
That, people, the uninformed can definitely cause more problems than anything, than even the ones that are inactive. So we definitely have that issue. But from a state standpoint, we saw a lot of states pass a lot of different what they call a lot of different laws to reduce the amount of time for absentee ballots, reduce the amount of time for voting, number of days you can vote for early voting, the amount of time you have each day to vote, even on election day, reducing the time that the polls are open, changing polling locations, reducing polling locations, getting rid of drop boxes. There's been so many things to try to affect the voting, and most of this is being passed by Republicans, which is funny to me, because Republicans
they're mad about,
but they're mad about the president being vocal about it, or rallying behind the opposition to these changes. So it's like it's a catch-22. They throw out there like, oh, y'all are just trying to get your power, and it's like, but you guys are doing this to try to keep power. So
because you want to dictate who you want to vote,
right?
And suppress people from being. It's just it's like they like, it's like y'all kind of want to go back to say who is allowed to vote, and like this, just being mindful that people, like, it was a struggle to get us to vote. It was a struggle to feel like we had a voice and we can affect the changes that directly affect us. So as we said on many shows, be mindful, be informed, and use your voice to pick who you think represents you and what you're trying to do. That's presidential elections, local elections, and all of that. You got to be a part of all of it, because that affects you whether you realize it or not.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely.
Like they be more in tune for these stimuluses than they do voting.
Right.
And I think it's hilarious because like I get people like I don't even pay attention. Like I have not been watching the news. If I hear it, I hear it. If I don't, I don't. That's just been my since the pandemic. That's where I've been at. Like the news with depressing. I've been in the news since like I broke up with the news like I broke up with the NBA when they dismantled my team.
Right.
So if I catch it, I catch it. If I don't, I don't, and I'm completely fine with about it. But if I want to know some stuff, I'll go find out. But I feel like people are more in tune with the stimmies and the PP loans rather than voting. Like y'all worried about that, and you ain't even vote.
Right, exactly. Yeah. That's
because it doesn't benefit you. You're gonna get money, so you're gonna pay. You know when the law got passed. Like I've never heard so much conversation about the law and this bill. Like he done sign this. Oh, it's about to happen. You're gonna come and tell you how much you're gonna get. If you got this, you can break it down to me, but you can't break down.
Yeah, that's basically all they've been worried about.
Because you can't break down voting. You that.
Yeah. And my thing is Trump could have did this months and months ago, and didn't, right? So he gave us what 1.5 stimulus checks or whatever.
Why I'm yawning like this? I slept good last night.
What was that?
I said I don't know why I'm yawning like this. I slept good last night.
That's all right.
I had that. I'm a little bit drunk, pass out, and go to sleep. I had one of those.
Oh wow!
Woke up refreshed, like, oh, good morning. Why I'm yawning.
That's all right. But yeah, so we while we're talking about stimmies, so another accomplishment was that he signed a $1.9 trillion COVID relief bill into law in less than 2 months, and part of it is that they got the majority, right? Democrats have the majority in the Senate, and they have the power now to make these changes. I mean, that was the one thing that Obama didn't have. He didn't have the numbers in Congress in order to pass what he wanted at all times.
Yeah, we got way more Democrats in office now.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that Trump had the same opportunity with this $1.9 trillion COVID relief bill. It was presented to him, but he refused to sign it because, one, he had the power to not sign it, and he had the numbers in Congress when the Republicans still had the majority, so they didn't have to do it, right? They poorly explain themselves with that. But soon as Biden gets in the office with all of the additional Democratic senators, he's able to pass this bill in a couple of months. So the biggest thing was that it definitely helped a lot of different things. One, we got the $1,400 stimulus, $80 billion in aid went to state education. Affordable Care Act subsidies were increased for the federal exchange. $39 billion went to states to help child care providers reopen and stay afloat. So there was a lot of different things that were covered in this $1.9 trillion. I believe there was also money for businesses in there, for other types of businesses. I think that was what also prompted more money into the PPP loans, as well as the other paycheck protection programs, right? So that was the biggest thing, was that we had been waiting close to, I think, 6 months or 4 or 5 months for something to be done by the Trump administration, but it didn't happen. Biden gets in there, presents it, or they got represented, and then they voted and got it passed. So I think that it definitely goes to show, when you got the numbers in the Senate, you can basically do what you need to do. But that's the biggest thing, is that it has to be done. We definitely needed it. Like you said, this is something. I mean, and I've talked to a lot of people who are like, other countries are taking care of their citizens, on a monthly basis, or every 6 weeks.
I mean, I think that I don't think that the U.S. can is taking into account that, like, from a household standpoint of it. If, everybody used to going to work and going to school, so you're not using
the
as much
resources, right? Between
that you would do
utilities,
at home.
food,
So now
water,
that you're
everything.
home, you're feeding three meals a day. You're using electricity because we're working from home. Kids are going to school from home. Electricity bills are through the roof. Water bills are through the roof. You're home. All these things, just living
right,
day-to daily life is a lot. And I think they didn't take an accountability. Yeah, okay, with the stimulus and things like that, but it's just like, for me, it would have been, I think it would have been more beneficial, even though, if you wanted to give us a monthly uh uh payment or whatever to help pay and stuff. But I think what they also should have done was decrease the billing.
Right.
Because you're giving us this money, but we got to turn around and pay these bills.
Exactly.
You got to turn around.
And not only that, not everybody is still working, right? Not everybody are still working in the same position or in the same job.
And even those working,
money, that kind of thing.
Even those working, myself included, in order to go to work, I had to, before they started opening up schools, I had to pay a babysitter so I can go to physically go into work. So you pay a babysitter and things like that because you have to be able to go to work. Like, it's so many things that are factored into this that I don't think that I think that if you had done a combination of those two things, it would have been better, because all you're doing is giving us the money to pay these bills off. And then there are programs that are helping people pay bills, but if, like, these programs basically are saying, if you can't afford to pay your bills. I've not been able to afford to pay my bills, but they've gotten higher. So it's not like I can pay them full amount. Maybe PSNG might get the full amount. I don't know. It depends on what my check look like, or they haven't been. They get a couple hundred here and third, depending on how it can work out. But like water company, like, and that's another thing. Even that boggles my mind with the water company, especially like when you look at places like Flint and stuff like that. Water contaminated, but you still send me a water bill. I don't get it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
That's like crazy. We get those alerts that our water is crappy, but I could guarantee I got $100-something bill on the way.
Exactly. They're not gonna give you a break.
And it's just like those, like, it's just those things, and I think that, like I said, if it was a combination of, because then when you got to go through these programs to pay your bills and stuff like that, and like I said, it's a paperwork. It's a lot of stuff.
Right.
And like Clint, they raised their prices, because I know my bill looks a little different
during the pandemic. Wow.
Yeah, no, my bill looks a certain way. It's quarterly, and it's been looking a little hefty. And I'm like, and on top of that, we're home more, so you're probably washing dishes, washing clothes, miscellaneous stuff, cleaning up, because now your house is getting dirtier quicker because you got everybody in your goddamn house. And then on top of that, you got to sanitize left and right. So, like,
exactly. That's another
this is
thing.
what I'm saying. So, like, this is what I'm saying. You're basically giving us money to pay these bills.
Right. Exactly.
And it's like, if you can lessen the bills and give us some more money to help us breathe. Because some of us that were working, not myself, but even if it was, at one point it was me, living paycheck to paycheck. So now bills are getting more. Like, we getting so behind, but you got this program to help us. Don't lower your prices.
Right. Exactly.
During the pandemic, that would make so much sense to lower your prices during the pandemic until everybody back on their feet, or back to where normal life.
Supposed to be there was supposed to be relief funds in there for certain utilities, for certain
there are, but but it's programs. You gotta do paperwork. You gotta go through. So, like, if that was the case, if that was the no, it's not that. Like, my water bill. Oh yeah, I don't know how my water bill goes up. That's the only bill that went up, other than my son And on top of that, it doesn't matter. You got kids on electronics all day charging, like, come on, you're home all day. I'm on a computer all day from 9 to 5. I'm on the computer. Sometimes I'm still working after 5. My son is in school.
Didn't even. A lot of people didn't even use computers at home, and only at work. And now they're on their computer at home all day long. So extra electricity, extra, your lights in your house you using.
Yeah, because you got to be
in the mornings or in the evenings if you're working in the evening.
Yeah, I'm used to getting the free air at work. I gotta come home and use. I know that's the thing. That's the thing. Food, exactly. Yeah, because you're home.
Exactly. Yep.
You cooking. If you smart, you cooking more.
Now, I mean, I admit I did eat out less, during the pandemic, of course, because ordering food, but when I did get it, we're paying double the amount when we did order out because of delivery fees and surcharges and stuff like that.
Even Uber is my son had a doctor's appointment and I called the Uber. It was $20-something. I said, let me listen. I called my daughter. I said, I need you to come get me. You working? She like, no, I need you to come get me. There's no way that I'm going to pay what I normally pay, probably $8 trip, $20-something, because it's everybody.
Yeah.
It's prices. And I get it. You're putting yourself in harm's way. Totally get it. Not about to get $20 out of my pocket. Like if that's the case, if I'm rich, I'll be on the bus.
That's how they were trying to make their money, right? It's like everything's affected. Everything is affected.
Yeah, so that's why I said I think it should have been a combination of not really relief program, like the same way they did these stimulus checks. If you feel like they fall in this income bracket, you can, like, we got it by, like, y'all got our information.
Right.
Start putting these programs in and paying off some people's bills.
Right. Exactly.
Or putting money, funding up people. Like, do that.
Yeah.
You got to give me no money. Pay my bills.
Right.
That's where it's going anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Another thing that Biden did, he pledged to return the presidency to what it looked like before Donald Trump. So, that was one of the things.
Anybody could have did that, Biden. Anybody could have done that.
I know, right. And that's one of the things I kept thinking about was like, during the first 20 days, it was a total mess. It was a fiasco of everything that was going on.
Exactly, LaKilla, because your bandwidth. And that's another thing that people don't talk about. Like, so now you home, you got like 8 devices hooked up, you got your TV, you got all this stuff hooked up. Now you sitting on, and then they streaming, if they in some classes are streaming. So exactly. you gotta go call Verizon and Comcast and whoever else. Like, I need you to up my stuff because we all on here.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, we're still struggling with that even to this day with all the kids on there and trying to keep everybody connected to class and connected to work and connected to school and everything. So yeah, it's rough. But yeah, those Wi-Fi bills are up. The electric bill is up. The gas bill was up over the winter. Everything.
But a lot of people. But what was down though? People's subscription to like the cable bills. People have been streaming more. They've been finding other outlets because they're home more. They got to find some way to save their money to counterbalance.
But even that, if you stream, first of all, you still got to pay for internet. If you get one of these streaming apps, unless you got somebody that jailbroke the hell out of what's the name? You paying for something.
Yeah, but I say we still
multiple platforms to stream.
Yeah, now it's like, I don't pay the cable company $150 a month, but I'm paying about $100 a month to all these other little companies that want me to pay for their streaming,
and not including your internet bill.
Hulu, HBO Max, Netflix,
Disney Plus,
Prime, Disney Plus,
Paramount. And it's crazy. Like, you gotta, I have, and it's crazy. So I have cable, and I got Verizon out of all the cable companies, and they just finally fixed my stuff because they had an outage or whatever. But I have them. I have Netflix. I now have Disney Plus. My daughter got Hulu. Got to go get in her Hulu account because she just asked me for my Disney Plus information. I'm like, first of all, bro,
you want
to give me Hulu?
We got a fair trade.
Like you don't want to give me Hulu, but you want my Disney Plus. Now you got a picture up on Disney. So, but like that's the thing. Like if you take away these things, and like even when I was paying, that's what I did. I was just having internet and having these streaming services. I'm paying the same thing I would pay if I didn't, as if I had cable. Now I got cable, so now I got HBO Max up on my. I finally got it upstairs in my room. In my son's room, we got HBO Max because this TV is dumb. But yeah. But even to get it on here, I got to go buy another Fire Stick. Like this dumb.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah.
So like
another thing about this whole, president returning to the presidency prior to Trump is the tweets, right?
The tweet game.
Sometimes I kind of miss the crazy tweets because we always had something to talk about. Like that man crazy, Commander Cheeto was crazy. He
kept us entertained. He was an entertainment president.
Oh no, I didn't know about that. Smooth said that Montana and South Carolina have cut their unemployment benefits. I know the new bill was supposed to cover these states so that they can increase their unemployment benefits. So that's crazy that they're cutting them. And then Keela says she has mixed feelings about the money Biden giving out because a lot of her favorite businesses and restaurant menu changes are closing due to lack of employment. And yeah, and that's the big thing. I like to go to Taco Bell all the time. They're closing all the Taco Bells early now because they don't have enough people working. But now he did just sign into law the new $15 minimum wage for federal contract workers with disabilities, and then they're working on doing another $15 an hour increase by 2022, which is currently at $10.95. So they're trying to increase that to $15 as well. And then they're trying to eliminate the tipped wage, which is $7.65 an hour by 2024. So they're doing some things to try to get people, motivated back into these types of jobs.
I think that people. But I think that I know, man, I work in HR. So what Trump did, which kind of screwed a lot of people, and a lot of people didn't realize too, that he taxed us at a lower rate during the pandemic. Yeah. And for the pandemic benefits, you weren't taxed you were taxed at a lower rate. So a lot of people ended up calling us to change the W-4 because they were owing back money. So I think that if Biden has not, maybe he might want to get it back to normal. I understand why Trump did it, but it's a lot of people that's owing back money because they're not getting enough taken out, and then they're being penalized.
So wait, you mean like they changed their own their
no. So when the pandemic hit and they started giving out the $600 for unemployment and paying people all this money.
Oh, the unemployment money.
And for us.
But see, that's the thing. That's not the president's fault. That's people not paying attention to what they're doing. They're just taking that money raw without getting their withdrawal.
It had nothing to do, because when you do unemployment, it asks you, do you want your taxes to come out?
Right.
It had nothing to do with that.
They everything to do with they were getting the money taken out?
No, they had them taken out, but they were
but it wasn't at the correct rate.
They weren't being taxed at the normal rate.
Oh.
They were being taxed lower. So whereas normally if you had single zero and you were, so say if I'm just gonna just say a fake number. So say if your taxes were $100, now it's not $100. It's probably like $20 or $30.
Right.
So when at the end of the year total up, you got $600 in federal taxes that came out your check for the whole entire year, as opposed to what you're used to. So like for me, at the end of the year, my taxes that come out of mine is almost probably $5,000 tops, or in that $5,000, $6,000 range, because that's how much taxes I get come out of my check. So if I'm used to that, and then this tax year just passed 2020, all the taxes out of my check was only $1,000. I'm owing back money.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah. If
that was the thing. If wasn't that people were changing
if their unemployment money wasn't taxed at their standard.
But it wasn't just unemployment people either. It was regular workers. Like so the way he changed the tax bracket, he changed it so it was a little different.
See, that's the thing. I mean, mine didn't.
Like mine didn't. Mine didn't get affected because of my tax bracket I was in. I was already good, but I have mine's coming out. Mine's is coming out at top dollar. Like I take mine. People like, why you get that much taken out? I'd rather just have it taken out versus me owing.
Right.
That's how I set mine up.
So yeah, and that's what I mean though. That's what I mean. See, people still have to manage their own taxable income.
So
they can't rely on that calculation. They have to go and double check it. And that's what most
people aren't checking it. So when
exactly.
like for me, I constantly check mine throughout the year. So by the middle of the year, if I don't got 3,000 coming out already, if I get to like right now, we have so next, actually I already checked it, but like I already checked how much my taxes came, my federal came out already, and I'm at a good number, so I know the end of the year I'm good. But if you're not checking
there's a calculator on the IRS website you can go.
Yeah, but if you're not checking that,
walk you through.
You're thinking you're fine. Yeah. And then to come to realize you're like, I got more money now come my check. You think it's a good thing. You're not realizing it. And it's not. But for unemployment specifically,
and see,
they weren't taxing it at a high rate.
And that's the thing. It's like the that taxable amount, it's based on your whatever your tax bracket is. But you have to recognize what did you put on your W-2, and if you didn't put the correct thing on your W-2, then whose fault is that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but even like my daughter,
so that I end up with a surplus and not an under. So like you said,
but like my daughter, she filed unemployment for like the little bit of time she was on unemployment.
Mm-hmm.
The amount she got paid within a half a year compared to what they took out was basically nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I made sure when she did her thing, because hey, listen, when you fill out the paperwork, like we're gonna make sure you check taxes come out or whatever. You can have the extra amount, whatever. But it was, and maybe my fault as a mom, but like she never told me that she wasn't getting that many taxes taken out. So at the end of the year, when you look at how much she got, that's including her working and all.
Right.
I would say only $600 came out of her check for federal.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it was just something that they probably had on there and people didn't realize they were supposed to increase what their withdrawals was or whatever they were.
And I think it was most people that was collecting unemployment during the pandemic.
Withdrawal. They're withholding because you're withholding. Yeah. It's based on how many people you have. You know what? Because as a person, as a single,
they said they told us that basically with the unemployment they weren't taxing it how they tax normal people.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Now that's different, right? And that was probably as a kind of like a bonus to people to try to help them through this time, and they just had to come up with it later because that was the thing. They just assumed that everything would go back to normal, right? And within a few months. And that kind of screwed people. So I definitely understand that. But when folks are doing, because this was the thing, I know a lot of people who, as a single person, no kids, they file single, they usually try to do that one or two deductions that you can do as a single person. But the thing is, you should never take that. You should never take, as a single person, you should never take the one or two deductions. You should always file 0. You should never put the 2 because either one or two things is going to happen. Either you're going to get a bonus, some extra money coming from your employer, or something like this happens with the unemployment situation, and then your money is not going to be taxed right, and you're going to owe. That's the thing, especially if you don't itemize. And most people don't itemize because one, they don't know how to, or in this situation now that the standard deduction is now way higher. It's like at $18,000 now, where it used to be $6,000. That's another thing. It's like, how are these people not filing at the or not 18? I think it's 12,000. My bad, 12,000. Like, how are they missing that opportunity? You know what I mean? How are they still owing when $12,000 is automatically taken off the table? So I think it's just them mismanaging their withholdings.
But nobody's really told them about the financing game because
Yeah, they're not paying attention because I'll be on mine. I would hate to
Yeah,
owe
I mean, but
money.
that's the thing. It's like once you get older and realize how taxes actually work. A lot of people, especially younger people, they don't understand how taxes work. They don't even know how withholdings work. They don't know how any of that works. So they're basically just flying by the seat of their pants. They're told, "Oh, get your money up front. Don't let the government hold your money." It's like, yeah, that's kind of true, but in some parts, you need to, especially now, because now there's a penalty. If you don't have proper withholding, you get hit with a penalty. That's another reason why some people are owing, because they got a $200, $300, $400 penalty behind not properly getting withholdings taken. And a lot of people didn't realize that. Like, I know only because I do taxes for people. So I had to check all this new stuff as it was coming up. Some people didn't even realize that walking into doing their taxes, realizing that because they now have this I think it was like anything over $1,000 or something. I forgot the exact amount. There's an amount of money that if you owe more than that, you get a penalty because you didn't pay that money up front throughout the year. Like, you should have been doing periodic payments to the IRS. And if you didn't pay
I stopped doing my taxes.
People didn't because they weren't told to pay it. So now they owe that penalty and interest. So that's why they owe money back.
Yeah, I stopped doing my taxes once I bought my house. I was like, I don't know the intricate details of this.
It's actually not that hard, but yeah, you gotta.
Well, it's not that hard, but it was a lot of stuff that he found that I probably wouldn't have found out.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then this last year was the year I paid for college. I broke off $10,000 to school. So like mortgage, 10,000. This is my crap. Figure this shit out for me because I don't got time for that. Like, here's all my receipts. Let's work it out. But
so like Tina was saying is that some people, she was saying she felt some kind of way because they were giving out these bonuses to get people to start working again, but she's been working throughout that's really unfair.
I ain't been Akila, I'm with you. I ain't getting no bonus. I've been working through the pandemic, around the pandemic, all that, and then like I'm to the point where I had every reason to not work through this pandemic. My son's autistic. He can't sit in the classroom by himself or not classroom, but in home and be fully committed to doing his work without my help. On top of that, he's home. It's not structured. Meltdowns all throughout the entire day. Right. So if anybody at my job should have been home, just sitting at home collecting this little bit of that money while not working, it should have been me. I was there more than people that had kids that were much older than me at work.
Yeah.
And they had to be home with their kids. So
exactly.
Yeah, I should have been home. I should but and I didn't get no bonus. So I would very much like a bonus.
I know, right? Bonus me, please.
Like, I went on vacation for a week and ain't go nowhere, and they act like I was about to leave the whole company.
Oh wow!
And I'm like, yeah, don't nobody call me, don't ask me for shit, nothing. I ain't doing nothing. My son has spring break, so did I. We ain't do shit but sit in the house and boo love. Don't call me.
Staycation's always welcome. Keila, are you saying that you haven't gotten your refund back?
My sister hasn't got hers back either. She said that she filed and still waiting.
How? That don't make
I think they started these stimmy payments and forgot about the people that actually did taxes.
That's crazy. I just filed my taxes the week before the deadline for the states, because the federal deadline is May 17th, but the state deadline was like May or April 15th. Did I say May 17th? Yeah, May 17th is the new federal deadline for this year. But the states were still the April 15th. So I filed mine the week before the state was due, and ended up getting my money within like a week and a half. Like it took about a week for my state, but that was my state was actually, I had to pay them. I owed like $80, $90. But my federal, I got a refund, and it only took 1.5 weeks, and I had my money. So that's crazy. That's weird, y'all.
I don't know.
Yeah. Make sure you go to the website and check your status.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on my passport, but
where you can check for IRS, the IRS.gov. Make sure they actually got your thing, because that don't seem to make any sense. Like, you definitely should that should definitely have your refund by now. That's right. Not JG Wentworth.
877 cash now.
Right. What are they saying? What are they saying about your status? Are they saying they got it or they haven't gotten it? It says it's being processed. Ooh, that
don't sound good.
That don't sound good. Yeah, the last person I know that had a thing in process for 2 months, they got audited. So
yeah,
hopefully you did it. Hopefully you did it with a company that can definitely do some audit protection for you. If you did it yourself, then just be prepared. They may have some questions for you.
Just one or two.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy because, like she said, they don't send you any letters, they don't send you any emails, they don't send you any updates. Did you e-file, Keela, or did you mail it in? That's another issue. So what I did find, because I did the mail in, and I did the mail in for my mom on one thing, and it took a long time, but she still ended up her status still ended up getting updated, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I think the biggest thing was the mail-ins were taking like some god awful amount of time. E-filing was definitely a lot faster. See, I e-file every year, so I was able to e-file this year as well. So that may be a difference. I don't know if you e-filed or not. Smooth said they taking your money. They doing something with it, because they definitely ain't processing. It's definitely not in process. No matter how much they say it's in process, it is not in process. They holding your jump. So yeah. Did you have an after show topic, Dame? I'll say you just put.
Oh no, I was just like no.
Don't be saying after show and don't got nothing to talk about.
I got an after show. I think I might got one.
Keela, you e-filed. Keela, something's going on. There's no way. There's no way an e-file is still in process. There's no way.
What?
There's no way.
One of Trump's lawyers got to it.
Yeah.
Trump got it. He invested it.
Yeah.
In Bitcoin or whatever.
Give me a call. Give me a call later or tomorrow. Because I want to. I'm not laughing about your situation. It's crazy to me. But I just want to walk you through what may be going on, and see if it may be helpful. Because I think there's a way for you to get around that little status page so you can find out exactly what's going on. I think I can track that down. I had it a couple years ago for my mom. So. No, I'm not. I promise I'm not. No, I'm just the whole situation is just crazy. But
I do have an after show thought.
Well, you got to do the thing though.
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention to her, Smooth, is that because that happened in my situation. I had a situation where people were trying to double up on kids and that kind of thing. And if it happens too many times in a row, you end up in that audit list, and so it takes longer. It ends up taking, I believe, it's
anywhere 1 year with somebody claiming my daughter.
A month to 2 months after all of the tax return stuff is done. Then they come back a couple of months later, and sometimes it's usually within a month, but they come back a couple of months later and they audit you. So yeah, you definitely. Oh, that's why.
Oh yeah, that sucks.
Okay, yeah. If it was amended, you're gonna have to wait. It's gonna take 6 weeks after the deadline. So the May 17th date is the deadline, and then it's gonna take at least 6.
Oh no, she said she owed unemployment. Oh, they snatched that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, let me take.
That's what's happening. It's delaying that because they're not going to process any of those amendments. They're not going to check any of the things. Yeah, you're just going to have to wait. Yeah, so that's.
No, but she just said that she said she owed unemployment.
Yeah, she owed unemployment $8,500. Yeah.
Yeah, so. They if you get more than that or less than that, they taking that whole check.
Exactly.
Somebody did that. They did that for somebody for school loan.
Either you're not getting your money, or it's gonna take, like I said, it's gonna take 6 weeks for you to get whatever little bit you got left after they don't rack that up. So yeah, so that's what that is. So I'm glad we got to the bottom of that because that was weird. So yeah. Still love you. So
I want some money. Can y'all send me some?
Say it again.
So I want some more money. Can y'all send me some?
I know. I did get lucky. I don't know if everybody remembers when the original stimulus came out. I had some issues that caused me to not get a stimulus. Right. Well, I did. It was just very low. It was like dollars. It was a couple of dollars. But when I filed my taxes, I did get my re-up on that original stimulus. So shout out to Trump for coming through finally, because I needed that. I definitely needed that. Oh, I know you cool, Keela. Keela figure out a way anyway. Black women always figure out a way anyway. So definitely wasn't worried. Shoot, that's for sure. But yeah, all this stuff, it just definitely makes it hard. Yeah, exactly. They'll start in May because what happened was they pushed the filing date out from April 15th out to May 17th. So like I said, you gotta just wait until that May 17th date, then start counting down. So like I said, it's going to take roughly 6 weeks after the May 17th date for them to process your return. So that's what that's going to do. So yeah. So after about 6 weeks, you should hear something back, or you'll see finally a status change, and then it'll go from there. So yeah, I know, right? Everybody's crossing their fingers for you, Keela. We got you, baby.
Yeah.
All right. So
what's your after topic, Dane?
I know, Dane. What you got?
I actually placed it inside the Facebook.
We are now. All right. So what you got for us, Dane?
It's actually in the Facebook group. I posted the question. Oh, jeez.
What you post?
Go to? You liked it. It was the question about the Bitcoin.
Oh, about the gambling. Right. So I got a lot to say about that, because I'm one of those gamblers. No, I'm not a gambler, but I'm definitely one of those Bitcoin and or cryptocurrency hodlers.
Yeah, I got Doge for my on the stock thing.
So you got some. Did you hold on to your Dogecoin?
Yeah, I haven't traded any of my stocks. Like, no matter what they're going through in their life, I haven't traded any of them.
Well, that's good though. That's good. You doing better than me. I still freaked out and sold.
I'm up though. Last I checked. Let me check now. Hold on, wait now. No, never mind. I was up to a good amount. I was like $20 more up than I am now. Now I'm not. It's very sad.
Bro, I just saw that other post. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I got, because Doge down now, but I have 115 shares of Doge.
115?
Yeah, but I got a bunch of other stocks that's
going good. Or just 115?
115, yeah. I'm probably going to get some more. I'll probably buy it now. Now that it's lower.
Always buy in the dip, and the dip is when it drops.
That's what my sister and them always tell me. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna get some more Doge while it's down at 45.
Exactly. Yeah, because it was up at 70. So you definitely.
Yeah, that's why. Listen, when I went there and I saw my account booming, I was like, okay.
I know. Yeah, Doge. I was feeling good too.
Like I was up even on downtime. I was
up more than 115. A whole lot more.
You got a whole lot. I'm gonna get some more, but I that was my starting out. That was the first when I bought it. I bought 115.
Okay. Yeah,
so I haven't bought any more.
Remember, I was talking about Dogecoin back last year before it got popular, and I had over 20,000 coins. I had gotten up to 36,000.
Yeah, my sister got a lot in that, and she got Bitcoin.
Yeah, so when I had 36,000 coins, it was still very low. It was like around 0.9 of a cent per coin. I bought it around 0.9 of a cent. It jumped up to 3 or 4 cents. So I thought I was rich.
Bitcoin down too.
Smooth said buy low. Buy low, sell high. Yeah, we got it too.
That's what I've been doing. Like if I see something I like and it's low and it's at that dip, I get it then. Right, and then when it goes up, but I was up like even when it was off time, I was up. I was like, this is when I go on see green, I'm excited about life. And then now I come on here. I ain't look on here all day. I ain't look all day, and now I'm looking like fuck you and the click you claim.
Right.
Hey, Will, you know I'm kicking myself from GameStop, right?
Oh, I know. We all are. We all are. I mean, because we all had opportunities and we all had our chances, and then we
I got like mad free stock though
either
because I had
selling
people
or not buying at the right time. So,
but this is my life though. This is what I do for a living.
I know, right?
I was
how I miss it.
I got mad stock though in my thing. Is that you?
So no, this is showing the price indexes of all the different cryptocurrencies that are out there.
I can't see that. Well, I know my eyes is going bad.
No, she probably has partial shares, Smooth, because Bitcoin is up at 60 grand. I'm sure she doesn't have multiple Bitcoin.
Oh no, I don't have Bitcoin. I just have.
Your sister.
Oh, Jet. Oh.
Unless she got in real early. Like I had an opportunity to get in. That's another one I'm kicking myself over. I had the opportunity to get in Bitcoin back when it was $200 per coin.
I'm gonna ask Clint. I'm gonna ask.
And now it's at 54,000. You know, and that's crazy. So so right now I do have a little bit of an investment in Bitcoin. I just bought Bitcoin Cash as well. I've had a lot of opportunities with Ethereum. Ethereum has been so overly crazy for me that I just never really felt comfortable jumping into it. Now, once again, wishing I went ahead and did it, but it is what it is. You live and you learn. It's still opportunities because they still project that it's going to hit 4,000 or 5,000. I know, right? I know what you're about to say. So, but I think that getting into this is definitely it's a learning experience. I mean, like right now, like I said, we've been on a roller coaster ride with Bitcoin. I mean, this is the 1 month on Bitcoin. I mean, it's been as low as 8 cents per coin in the last month, all the way up to I think it peaked at 75 or 74. So yeah, it's been up there. It's back down at 46 cents right now. It's still on a little bit of a roller coaster, but I mean, like right now, I'm still up 80% on my investment, so I'm doing really well. I was up over about 125% during the high point. So I'm gonna what they call HODL. I'm gonna continue to hold it. So it's a roller coaster, but it's worth getting into. Which is crazy because this is the thing. Dogecoin is still not supported on Coinbase. This is one of one of the cryptocurrency wallets where it allows you to purchase and use cryptocurrency. So what everybody keeps saying, once it's on Coinbase, it's going to skyrocket from there because Coinbase is one of the fastest growing cryptocurrency wallets that are out there, and it's going to allow more utilization of the cryptocurrency. It's already done that for Ethereum. It's already done that for Litecoin. Litecoin was another one that I invested in heavy early, and there was a lot of interest in it recently that pushed its pricing. I believe Litecoin is over $300 something now. It's been as high as $400. So and it's been as low as like $100 something this year. So
what about the app? My sister sent me the app called crypto.com. She said it's good for she uses that app for she has a bunch of investing apps, but she said she has that one too, just for cryptocurrency.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of different ones that track it. So for the year, Litecoin has fluctuated. I mean, to the low 40s all the way up to, like I said, it's been in the last week or month, it's been as high as $413. So yeah, I definitely recommend people go read about cryptocurrency. I'm using Robinhood.
Me too. I got Robinhood too.
Robinhood had a lot of complaints during the GameStop purchase to buy, when it got crazy. A lot of the cryptocurrency volatility has been really hard on Robinhood, but Robinhood also gives you a ton of resources, and I like Robinhood's interface. I feel comfortable in Robinhood. I've tied into a lot of their stuff. I have margin with Robinhood. I can have up to I think $2,500 in margin, but I've kept mine at 1,000 just because once you get over $1,000 in margin, you have to pay for it. So I got $1,000 free margin. So you gotta love that. Margin is basically
I get mad free stuff on Robinhood too.
Yeah.
But like I'm still learning it, so I don't really. I'm still,
read as much as you can. Read as much as you can.
And I learn as they send up they give you a little alerts talking about what's going on with the stocks you have and all that stuff.
Exactly.
So I mean, it's good for I guess
he's got an app that he buys and tracks his on. I need to find out that app because it does more projection type stuff where there's not a lot of projections in Robinhood. There's only a few different things you can look at for projections. So I want an app that'll kind of give me more projections and ways I can kind of track the trends. I mean, like Coinbase, it seems to have a lot of different tools built into it. I mean, it's got information about the market cap, the supply, and it helps to be able to understand the supply when you're tracking crypto, the market cap and the supply, because once you see it start to drop, then that you can make your sales or knowing that you're going to see those dips. Cash App. Now, Cash App, the only thing I don't like about Cash App, there's not a lot of ways to track stuff in Cash App. You can purchase, it's easy to purchase. It's a convenient way to use Bitcoin as well, because they actually allow you to use your Bitcoin investment to make purchases as well. But it's not very heavy on education, news information, and projections and stuff like that. It doesn't give you a lot of tools there. Now, I haven't used Stash. Stash is another one I've heard about, but I haven't really.
Yeah, I think Jazz might. I think Jazz, one of my sisters has that one, I believe.
Has Stash? Okay.
Yeah, and I know Jazz for a fact uses Cash App too.
Yes, I use Cash App, but I don't use it for Bitcoin. I just use it for or stocks. I just use it for transferring money between people.
So, yeah, I got Cash App too, but I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still learning that one too. I finally learned how to take money people send me. Like, oh, let me.
What, really? Oh, how to cash out? I'm about to say, what are you learning?
I'm like, what do I do?
There's nothing to do with Cash App, but send money and receive it. She's like, yeah, I gotta
send money all the time on Cash App.
I got all this money and don't know how to get to it.
No, I send money all the time on Cash App. Like,
right.
Like if you look at how many times I send people money on Cash App, it's like
you just never gotten any of it out that you've
done. I'm like, oh, and then I'm getting something back. I'm like, oh, let me figure out how do I do this. Like, I just finally forgot that I had money.
Cash App. I mean, this is how they make their money, but their withdrawals, I mean, some of the fees are nominal when you're only cashing out a little bit. But when you start to get to the big money, like me and my sisters went in on this hotel and trying to get $1,000 out of Cash App, they about to get their money for real.
Yes. Because I think this is what.
Well, see, I do that with PayPal too. Y'all can send me my money whenever it gets there.
Exactly. Yeah. Me
like
too.
just send it to me and I'm good.
For the express, I always be like
I don't need it right now. You go ahead, take your time. I'll get it.
It'll be there when they get there. It's cool.
What you say? I'm being simple. Are you talking about me?
Oh, she's still
like
learning. She's still learning. She's always said she not the computer whiz or nothing.
No, I'm actually really, really technologically together, but like some stuff I just don't like. I didn't want to press any money. I didn't want to press, like, my thing was, what if I sent it to the wrong place?
Yeah.
Like, it's money. It's not like it's just like
you're not gonna get that back.
I was getting sums of money. It wasn't like a couple dollars. It was like hundreds. So it's like you sending me hundreds. I need to figure out how to. And then it pissed me off because when you do the Cash App, you link it to your bank account. So like your bank card. So why I have to put in my information for you to send it to me? You have it.
Oh, right. You got to put it in again.
So it was like that pissed me off too because it's like I don't have to do that with PayPal. So now I got to sit here and be, you know what? I hate y'all.
He said, "Stop telling." Fast, reflective gang in the house. What did you have to say, Dame?
I quit.
Smooth protecting you at all costs.
Ain't he sick? Don't he not feel good? Like, why is he in the comments?
I just work here.
Did you have something, Dame?
I forgot what I was saying.
Oh, okay.
I'm joking.
But going back to Dame's post, let's go back to that post. I want to excuse me. I want to go back to the post. So Dame's post said that where'd they go? Cryptocurrency got gamblers calling themselves investors. So, I guess the first comment on there that somebody said people call themselves a lot of things, no matter anybody finding another source of income. And that's the thing. I think, this actually is built for gamblers, right? This is built for people who are willing to risk it all, who know how to be steel-willed and be able to hold on to this to these investments through the ups and downs. For me, it's hard because I'm the kind of person where I've never been a gambler. I hate gambling. I don't like to risk my resources and my money, especially not my money. I'll throw away time sometime before I throw away money, even though I know it's the same thing sometimes. But my thing is, when I know there's really money on the line, I gotta be able to see my investment grow. It's gotta grow. If it's not growing, I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? So when I saw my Dogecoin go from 5 or 6 cents per coin and drop down to 3 cents, I started selling. When it went up to 9 cents and it dropped, I started selling. You know what I'm saying? That's how I went from 36,000 coins to nothing, because I ended up selling when I had like a 30% increase, which was nice. I got a 30% increase, right? You can't beat 30% return, but that's what I went out on. What was it, like a month and a half, 2 months later, it was up 10,000%. So, missed opportunity. But it's just one of those things where you're just like, you have to be able to deal with that ups and downs. You got to be steel-willed. You got to be, and two, with some investments, you really can't watch them on a daily basis. You just got to wait months or even years for them to grow. I have stock in several companies where I don't worry about those stocks at all. My Apple stock, definitely not worried about my Apple stock. It's down right now. No, they're down by the day or the week, but I'm still up. My GE stock is way up. But I'm still not going to cash them out because I know it's going to continue to grow. So there's certain stocks that you also just need to be like, you know what, it is what it is. You don't hold on to those for quick returns. You hold on to those for long-term investments.
That's what my little sister, she said that she bought a bunch of penny stocks.
Mm-hmm.
And one of her penny stocks, over the last week, it went up.
Oh yeah. That's the thing. When you jump in, like when I did Dogecoin, like I said, it was 0.9 of a cent, and that was the perfect opportunity to get thousands and thousands of coins. So that way, if I would have held on to it, I wouldn't be a millionaire or nothing, but I would definitely be way more well off right now. I would definitely be able to pay off my student loan, if I had hodled it. But that's the opportunities that you have with those lower cost investments, is that you can put, it was $180 investment for 20,000 shares, right? So it's definitely worth that effort to say, okay, you know what, this may not ever go anywhere, but then what if it does, and if I do lose something, how much am I really losing? $5-10? Who cares about $5-10? Even if I lost the whole 180, 180 compared to my portfolio is nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, looking at it from that perspective, and that's one thing, I think a lot of people also have to look at is what are you willing to risk or lose? Because what if you gain, right? And a lot of times you will gain if you stick with it, or if you learn and do your research and you put your money into different resources or into different trades that will continue to grow over time.
Yeah, I'm still. I think that I gotta get like it's a couple ones I had that are not really known names.
Mm-hmm.
They're companies that are doing so far so good. So like they have the ups and downs, but not too much of a devastating down for me. But well, for me, I haven't traded anything. People are like, oh, well, just go and sell that, and like the ones like I got on top of that, I got a lot of free stock.
Right.
So I got like 4 or 5 shares in companies that I never even thought to buy that are making me money. So
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, reinvesting as well. Putting more money into certain things. One of my free stocks that I got from Robinhood, it took off. I mean, it was like, I think it was $4 or something that the price was when I got it for free. It ended up capping out around 20 something dollars per share. Luckily, I had bought like 6 or 7 shares of it on top of the free share I got, so worked out in my favor. I think I made like a couple $100 off of that. So it's one of those things where you definitely just kind of have to. I mean, there's tons of companies, right? There's thousands and thousands of companies that are on the stock exchange, and this is where we can start actually building wealth, right? We can also teach our children how to get involved in investing, because companies aren't investing in us anymore. There's no more pensions. There's no more, retirement funds and things like that. And even if they were, they weren't making that kind of money, right? Now you're kind of more in control. 401ks are supposed to give this to us, but it doesn't.
That's dying down too. 401ks is dying out.
Exactly. Yeah. A lot of companies aren't doing that for their employees. The one stock that I would recommend that I have definitely is Apple. Apple's down right now. Buy it right now while it's down. I'm only up because I got it very early after the split. When they split, it was, I believe it was last year or year before last? But basically they split the stock, so the price dropped by half. And so now it's down around the $120 range or $130 range. So buy it right now while it's down, because Apple's always going to make money. Apple's always going to be in business. Apple's always going to be innovating. So you got grand opportunities there to continue to increase your investment over time. It's going to be up and down for the next couple of months or so. But I think that it's still projected to do anywhere from 150 to 170 by the middle of next year. So definitely a good 15-20% increase that you can look forward to there if they hold to their projection. Another one that I have is an ETF that I have in iClean Global Shares. It's an ETF. If you've unlocked ETFs in your Robinhood, you can purchase ETFs there.
I have some of those too.
Yeah, they're fund accounts, so they basically are like multiple different companies under one. It's almost similar to a mutual fund. So the one I have is ICLN. This is not investment advice. These are just companies that I like and companies that I'm hodling. It's at $21 right now. I actually purchased it at $24, so I'm down on that. But it's been as high as $30-something. The projection on it is also to go back to $30. I think where is it at? There was a projection from Robinhood on here at one point as well, but I don't see it anymore. But yeah, that one.
I got the ETF one I got was free. And so far, I didn't put any money to it. It was a free stock. And so far it's been steady. It's been up this most time. I mean, it's down right now, but it's not affecting what got going on. I got 4 shares in it though. It's called Power Share Global Water Portfolio. It's called PIO.
Oh, Power Shares. Oh yeah, Power Shares has been up a lot over the last year.
They've been doing. Yeah, it's called PIO. If you look it up, it's been doing fairly good. It's down by like right now. It's at 0.03.
Yeah, they're still up. They're still up 4.73% for the month.
Yeah,
they're up 47% for the year. So yeah, they're doing really well right now. Yeah,
so
like you said, they're
that was a free
down
stock. I got 4 shares of it.
Yeah, they're down the last day, but they're still up this week, 2.47%. So PIO is the thing there. This one,
I'm sorry, no, I got partial shares in this one, but
I'm
getting good off of it, so I might buy some on my own. Like,
yeah, I think I might buy some of this on my own too.
Because the way it's been doing, I like because when I get the free stock, I just recently got this one, so it's like let's see what it looks like.
Right.
And this is like out of all the stock, if it's going all different colors, this one's been consistent.
Okay.
So it's like, well, for me, if I'm going to buy in the green, if it's doing this good so far, I think it might be something that I want to, and that's probably the only ETF I have that I'm just probably going to invest some more money into that.
Yeah, so PIO tracks liquidity weighted index of global companies that create products to conserve and purify water for homes, businesses, and industries. So it's an
going great in Flint.
Exchange traded fund, Trust 2, Invesco Global. What was that, Dan?
That should be great in Flint and Trenton.
right, exactly. Hey, Brittany. Brittany says she hasn't really gotten into stocks, so you definitely got to teach Brittany some stocks. We'll definitely teach you that, Britt.
Yeah. Trust me, I'm learning as I go.
Too. All you got to do to start investing and learn about stocks is just jump in the water. I'll send you a invite.
I don't know. My sister got me to do this ADXS. I mean, it's super down right now, though. But I got I have 5 shares in it, right? I have 5 shares. I think some of it was free. And then I just bought into it when it was still up, and now it's like down. But I don't know. I might trade that one because that one looking a little shabby.
Missed opportunity. Roblox. My kids use Roblox like crazy, and I saw it growing, but it's really growing right now. They're up.
You actually play the game. The company that made the game that you play, the blog game, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't do that.
Where are they at? They were up.
Yeah, I think I have partial shares in that one.
So yeah, definitely. Stocks, cryptocurrency, all that stuff. Start doing your research. Start finding ways to increase your. I know that's what I was just talking about, Brittany. Is that dealing with the ups and downs of it. You definitely have to have nerves of steel. You definitely have to be able to deal. But now, when you're talking about doing long-term investments, you don't have to really worry about it too much. Invest in companies that you know are going to be there, that you know are going to help grow your investment portfolio and keep your investments safe, and watch those grow over the long term. Mutual funds, ETFs, those are great ways of doing that so that you minimize your risk, because they basically will manage those funds so that they either continue to grow or they take minimal losses. So you definitely want to grow with companies like that, or grow with funds like that. You just got to kind of do the research to see where you want to put your money, or put your money where your passions are. I did mine in the iShares or an iClean power, because I like clean energy, and I definitely think clean energy is one of those things that are continue to grow. The companies that are involved in it are going to continue to innovate, and going to continue to find opportunities to make money. So I invested in that. Sonny's got the one with the yes, dividend stocks are important too. I get dividends from GE. That's another reason why I have GE stock. Do I get dividends from Apple?
And can you get dividends in Robinhood? No, you got to do it elsewhere.
Yeah, you can get dividends in there.
They have Brittany. They also have groups. I'm in like a group on Facebook too.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways to learn. I feel like I got dividends from somebody other than just GE. But that's where I'm mainly getting dividends. Yeah, maybe it was just GE. For some reason I was feeling like I get them from there too. But yeah, definitely look into different ways to learn about investing. Some of the groups, you have to kind of watch, because they'll be so advanced that you'll just be in the middle of it like a hailstorm trying to figure it out. You get dividends in Cash App. I ain't never kept my money in Cash App long enough to get dividends.
Yeah.
Definitely things have changed since then. She says she took a stock class in middle school. Like, yeah, which is dope. Which is dope.
At least you took it in middle school. When I ain't never had no class like that.
Oh, he gets dividends from UPS and Lowe's. UPS is another one I think is a good investment for a long-term investment. Again, this is no investment advice. This is just companies I like. So yeah, like I said, and that's what a lot of people will do. They'll look at brands that they know, companies that they know.
Yeah, one of my friends just did that. We gave her the I sent her the Robinhood link. She signed up and started buying it all. Why shop here? She buys. I have to tell her to calm herself down because she just stocks how she does anything. Oh, it's food. It's something I like. Let me get it.
Right.
It's like,
right.
yo, bro, like chill out. Like, isn't that's how she buys stocks? Is I shop here. I'm gonna get that too.
Yeah. My ex-wife used to buy stocks like that too. It's like, yeah, I guess that makes sense, but it doesn't always work out that way.
Yeah, because then she's like, "What's going on with my money?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't just sat here and."
Hey, Will, can you look up my job without saying it out loud?
Are they traded?
I don't. They did good last year, from what I hear. I'm not.
Oh God, I'm drawing because you mentioned it right now. I'm drawing a blank of their name. Hold on, give me 1 second. I know this.
You want me to text it to you?
Yeah.
But trust me, it's a learning process.
And to Smooth's point, buy dividend stocks and then reinvest into your investment as well. So that means taking your invest or your dividends and purchasing more stock as partial shares, but you still you get more stocks. Yeah, I knew I knew that. Bro, so you put me on the spot. Can be putting me on the spot. All right, their shares they're up for the quarter 12%. For the year they're up 163%.
I know it. Those selfish, greedy people.
Yeah, their market cap is $2.36 billion. So yeah, interesting.
Yeah, you know what saved them was the pandemic.
Oh yeah, a lot of companies the pandemic. I mean, Amazon went from like $2,000 a share to over $3,000 a share now because of the pandemic. They went from $2,300 a share. They're now at $3,183. Just before, what was it? Yeah, just before the pandemic hit, they were at $2,079. So yeah.
But you know why they survived? Because they sell other things besides the essentials. That remember they said no store was supposed to be open during the pandemic unless you were an essential store. Like certain things are essential, like mattresses, furniture, garden hose, stuff like that. Yeah, that's essential. Like
that was the thing is that people also got a bunch of money that they needed to spend, and they went to discount stores. They went to places where they could maximize that return on that. So
gazebos.
We saw a lot of different companies take advantage of that. A lot of IT companies or not IT, but you know what I mean, like technology companies. Zoom definitely benefited from the pandemic. Trying to think of that other company that was really big. WebEx also as well. Zoom is still up 120. I'm sorry, it's still up 78% for the year. They are down for the last 6 months. I think it is. They are down
because
they had hit
trying to force everybody to go to school.
$568 high on their stock price, but now it's down at 285. For the quarter, they're down 34%. But now it's because more in-person work is being done. So they're going down. And school, exactly. More in-person schooling is being done, so that's why they're down. And a lot of companies got away, or a lot of schools got away from using Zoom anyway.
Because they had Google Meets.
Google Meet, which was free. Google. Yeah. Google, I don't know how Google is doing. What is it? Alphabet. Yeah, Alphabet Class A stock. For the year, they're up 66%. For the quarter, they're up 10%. They are currently down 1% for the week. So $2,291 gets you a share of Google Class A or Alphabet Class A stock, which is Google. Class C stock is around $2,300. They're up 69% on that as well. So yeah, so we'll get you some Google stock as well. So we always know Google's definitely going to be here. They're not going nowhere.
I think I'm gonna get some Google stock.
Yeah. All right. So it's been a great show. Definitely had a great topics. Yeah, same here. You know, you can always find us. We're always here every Monday night, 10 p.m. Make sure you get at us. We are available free on demand for all of our replays, 24/7, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, or watch video replays on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. Make sure you get the merchandise. Sonny has some merchandise on earlier over at gftradio.creator-spring. Oh, shoot. Content. We got the new shirts. We got the new hoodies. We got masks. We got all kinds of stuff. gftradio.creator-spring.com. Or go to our website and click on the Shop Now link, because that is where you can still find the link as well. Find us on gftradioshow.com or on the socials, GFT_radio on Twitter and Instagram, GFT Radio on Twitch, or GFT Radio Network on Facebook. Join the conversation. Make sure you join us on this conversation group. That's where Dame had posted that cryptocurrency meme. We've been talking about it on there. So make sure y'all get over to the Join the Conversation group at facebook.com/group/join the converse or GFT Join the Conversation. Sunny, give your information.
And of course, it's your girl Sunny. I am Sunny_D, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. I just made to 1,000 followers on TikTok. Y'all love me. Anywho, go to my website, unreservedlyme.com. It took me a year, but I made it, I guess.
Hey, I've been at it for a year, still ain't got more than
my birthday. So birthday, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do for my birthday. I'm not even gonna comment. Just piss me off. I just thought about it. All right, but follow me. Thank you.
No doubt.
It's your boy. Okay, I can't do that. This is your boy Dame. You can catch me at Another Level Up on Instagram, Agent D-Lo on Twitter, Shinlo21 on Twitch, and Agent Shinlo on Xbox and PlayStation Network.
And at CarlWislowJr.com.
Yeah, make sure you're right. And make sure y'all get our boy Smooth over at Trenton Groomy on Twitter. Visit him at thekingstruth.com for his blog. He's always posting great content over on thekingstruth.com. Or you can catch him on A King's Truth on Snapchat. I think he posted something a couple weeks ago. So yeah, me and him both. We've been on fire on Snapchat for the last quarter.
y'all been actually on Snapchat?
Been actually on Snapchat. Well, you know who it is. It's
wait.
My computer just froze up on me. It's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Get at me everywhere. Willie Styles on IG, Twitter, and TikTok. I'm at Willie.Styles on Snapchat. Visit me on stylesradio.com for all the hot tracks that I'm listening to. Tons of new music has just been coming out. So make sure you go over there and check that out. I will not be doing a Styles Radio takeover this week. I am on vacation, so I will have to catch you all.
He's always on vacation.
So
how you on vacation during the pandemic?
Make sure you go check out the website, stylesradio.com or williestyles.info for all my
links.
Actually, I have 1,002 followers.
Oh, shoot, 1,000.
You guys really like me, and that's great.
Right, no doubt. So yeah, so it's been a great show. Appreciate everybody for stopping through. Appreciate all the commenters. Thanks for a great after show as well. And you know how it is. We'll see y'all. Actually, we'll see y'all in 7 days.
Bye, guys. Hey guys, it's your girl Sunny D, 1/3 of the podcast GFT Radio Show.
What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles from the GFT Radio Show. Just letting you know you can catch us every Monday night, 10 p.m. Eastern.
And to get some merch, I got some on right now. Go to teesprings.com/stores/GFT Radio.
Grown Folk Talk Radio. Join the conversation. Let's have some fun. Holla.